Welcome to Tomahawk DIY, everyone. I'm Mike. Today we're going to take a look at installing the Nest Thermostat. It's really easy to do, and it's a great thermostat. Saves a lot of energy according to some independent studies. I'll include a link where you can pick one up on Amazon. So, first thing to do after you get your thermostat is go and make sure the power is turned off to your furnace. Now, if your setup doesn't look quite like mine, take a look at the other online instructions. First thing to do is remove the old one. So power's off, thermostat's off, heating, cooling units all turned off. Pull this right off the wall. Just like that. You might have to pry, pull just a little bit. There should be a cover panel behind it. Let's take a closer look at how we remove this. I'm going to take a picture to make sure I know all the colors of wires, where they each went. Now it's worth noting that Nest has a website on the box. It tells you to go to before you start disconnecting things, even before you open their box, and they'll have you put in the wires that you have, and they'll tell you whether your system's compatible with Nest. The vast majority of furnace and cooling systems are, but they recommend that you take a look and check that before you start unpacking the box. So we're going to remove this old one from the wall. Now these wires are already labeled, G for green, W for white. My blue one here has a Y for yellow, and then the red one is on red. Nest provides some stickers if you don't already have them on there. So I'm going to disconnect those next. Got my little screwdriver. And just back the wire out a little bit. That'll let us pull back the screw out a little bit until I can pull the wire. So we can work our old cover plate off. Alright, now if you like this situation, there's a trim plate they include that will cover all the extra holes over here in case you don't want to patch the wall. There's also other parts if you have a junction box, a wall box that you need to mount to. And ideally, you don't need to do all that. You can just install this right on the wall if you don't have holes that are going to show. To remind you, you've got to get the power turned off, which we've already done. So we're going to mark and identify where the screws need to land. We'll just center it on the hole like that. Got this nice built-in level indicator. I'm going to take my trim plate. It just snaps together nicely, just like that. And depending on your wall construction, you may need to put some plugs in the drywall behind, but looks like they send us screws that don't need that, for my wall anyway. Alright, so with a little investigation I found I've got a stud in the wall right behind here. That's not a bad thing. Just means I need to use some different, plan a little differently to secure this to the wall. I could drill holes in and then use the screws they provided me, or I'm going to use my favorite kind of general purpose construction use screws. These are a Spax construction screw. Goes into a lot of different materials, and it's got a self-drilling tip, which means you don't need to use a drill bit in order to drill the wood out to start. Alright, just holding it nice and firm. Alright, we're going to straighten these wires out just with a pair of pliers and then start putting them in place. White goes into the white. Blue wire, which is labeled with a Y for yellow, goes into yellow. G for the green, R for the red. The difference between the RC and the RH is red for cooling, red for heating. It doesn't really matter in this case because we've got both cooling and heating, and Nest is smart enough that it will automatically jumper between the two if that's appropriate. So we're going to line our pins up right here with there and clip this thing into place. Alright, with that it's in place. We're going to go turn the power back on. Alright, I just turned the power back on. You see it's powered up. We got a little green blinking light here, a little home symbol, and it's going to start working to walk us through the setup. Alright, so it's going to walk us through. Just turn like that. Do we want English US? Yes. And then we're going to set up, we're just going to go through all these steps. I'm not going to walk through each of these. They're very self-explanatory. We'll have us set up the app on our phone, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Alright, so there you have it. That's the installation of the Nest Thermostat. Really easy to do. From here it's supposed to learn as you start setting and adjusting the temperature. It just takes a few days, and then by the end of the first month it'll send you a report about how it's performed. It has lots of great features that we aren't going to cover in this video. So thanks for watching Tomahawk DIY. Appreciate it. If you decide to purchase one of these, there's a link in the bottom of the video description. Buy it through there. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It sends a little commission my way from Amazon, and that goes towards the mission of Tomahawk DIY, which is to help people build better lives in some of Earth's most dire circumstances. Hope you liked the video. Leave some comments. Leave notes whether it works for you, or if you have some trouble or challenges. I will include some links to some other home videos that you might be interested in. Check those out. There's also a subscribe button that'll show up. It's the round one somewhere on this screen, and that'll continue to further the mission of Tomahawk DIY. So with that, good luck, enjoy your new thermostat, and have a great day.